In this video, we're gonna see how the Swan City matches up against its Polk County neighbor, Winter Haven. How's it going, everyone, and welcome to the Lakeland Life. In this new video series, I'm gonna be comparing Lakeland to some nearby Florida cities. Now, I know I'm a bit biased, but I'm gonna do my best to show you the pros and cons of each, that way you can decide which city might be right for you. I'm gonna be comparing the cities in 3 categories. First is economy, which will cover taxes, employment, household income, and home prices. Next is education, which we will include primary and secondary education options. And last, entertainment, covering shops, restaurants, and city amenities. Now, before we start the comparison, let's look at some stats to see how these 2 cities match up. As Polk County's largest city, Lakeland is a clear statistical favorite. With a larger population, size, and age, it will be a tall order for its in-county neighbor to dethrone the Swan City. Let's get started with the comparison. Being inside the same county, both Lakeland and Winter Haven will have a lot of economic similarities. They'll both have the same sales tax and pretty similar property taxes. Both cities have seen positive job growth over the last 10 years, with just a slight advantage to Lakeland with some of its newest commercial additions. On the downside, Winter Haven does have a higher unemployment rate and lower median household income than the Swan City, but makes up for those in their home prices. Winter Haven has a lower median home price, which is about $30,000 lower than Lakeland. In this category, I do feel it's kind of a draw. If your main focus is employment, then Lakeland has the edge. But if you're having a hard time finding a home in your budget, then maybe Winter Haven is your winner. Winter Haven does have one of the highest rated schools in all of Polk County, but when comparing the schools as a whole, this category goes to Lakeland. Lakeland has more top-rated schools than any other city in Polk County and offers more education options for public, private, and charter schools. Lakeland wins in secondary education as well, being home to 2 college programs compared to Winter Haven's only option of Polk State. Plus, our Lakeland campuses are prettier, so there's that. For shops and restaurants, both cities are going to have your franchise and chain options, but where I think Lakeland takes the lead is in its nurturing of small business. Programs like Catapult are churning out new and exciting small businesses that are taking root all throughout Lakeland. I also feel Lakeland's city events and outreach create a stronger sense of community than in Winter Haven, giving the larger city a more hometown feel than its smaller rival. And not to count out Winter Haven, it does have some world-class amenities all to itself. Cypress Gardens and Lakeland bring in visitors from all across the country. Or if you're more into outdoors, their chain of lakes offers a unique experience, giving you full boating access to the city via its connected channels. Overall, these 2 cities are more alike than they are different, and I sometimes summarize Winter Haven as Lakeland's little brother. I know I am biased, but I do think Lakeland has more amenities and character than Winter Haven, plus the economic advantages make it more ideal to live or invest in. One factor that is hard to ignore, though, is Winter Haven's housing affordability. If your budget is maxed and you're just not finding enough homes within Lakeland, expanding your search into Winter Haven will allow your dollar to go further and still enjoy some of the same amenities the Swan City has to offer. Well, I hope you enjoyed this city comparison between Lakeland and Winter Haven, and if you have a comparison video you would like to see, just leave me a comment below. Also, if you haven't yet, please consider subscribing to the channel.